What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of For the Love of Wrestling here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. How is everybody doing this evening? Hopefully, everybody enjoyed Smackdown. It was a decent show. Don't know if I'd call it a great show, but it was definitely your average event. Giving people a couple of seconds here to try to get into here before we go into the show. As the show came on the air, Randy Orton's music hits and the Viper makes his way to the ring. The Apex Predator welcomes us to Friday Night Smackdown. And Orton says that he can count the number of people that he can trust in this business on one hand. But Cody Rhodes is one of them. He says it doesn't sit right with him that Cody has agreed to team with Roman Reigns at Bad Blood, and he asks Cody to come out and give him an explanation. Cody's music hits, and he makes his way to the ring to join the Legend Killer. Cody asks Oklahoma City, and more specifically Randy, what do we want to talk about? Cody says Randy deserves an explanation, and perhaps he looks like a fool teaming with Roman. But he asks Randy, would you rather be a fool or a coward? Cody says that Roman gave him his word, and in the past, Roman has proven to be a man of his word. Cody says it's ironic that he's standing with the Legend Killer because it's time for this rogue outlaw bloodline to be killed. Randy says it's not a problem unless Cody makes it a problem. At this point, Kevin Owens' music hit, and he makes a beeline to the ring. But before KO can speak, Solo Sikoa's music hits, and the bloodline comes out in full tow. Solo says he's happy that the three men are standing in the ring, and he tells Oklahoma City to acknowledge him. The crowd starts chanting OTC. Solo says that he should trust Roman because he's going to need him, and KO and Orton aren't going to be able to help because they've been a letdown so far. Solo goes as far as to say that every time Cody has tried to take down the bloodline with Randy or KO, they've disappointed. KO issues a challenge for him and Orton to take on Solo and Jacob Fatu in the main event, and this seems to upset Cody because Cody wants to be a part of this, and KO's kind of pushing him away. We go backstage with Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, and Nia's upset that they didn't vanquish Naomi and Bayley last week. Nia wants Tiffany to explain why, and she grabs her by the throat. Nia says that if this ends bad for her, then it'll be really, really bad for Tiffany. Then Nia says, see, now we can be friends again, and walks off. Bayley's music hits, and she comes out to the ring for her number one contenders match against Naomi. As we come back from commercial break, Naomi's already getting into the ring. Felt this was kind of disrespectful to Naomi, but I digress. It was a good but predictable match. Bayley got the win after hitting Naomi with the Bayley to belly suplex and the flying elbow drop. And if I'm being honest, I really hope Tiffany intervenes in this title match because I really don't care about the SummerSlam rematch at this point. It should have been either Naomi versus Nia or a triple threat. We then see Andrade El Idolo walking backstage. He sees LA Knight and approaches him, saying that he's lost Andrade's respect by the fact that LA Knight didn't shake his hand last week. Carmelo Hayes comes out of nowhere and blindsides LA Knight. As we return from commercial, Carmelo Hayes is making his way to the ring for his sixth match against Andrade. Is this feud over yet? Don't get me wrong, I love Melo and I like Andrade, but this is getting ridiculous. Andrade is up 3-2 in the series at this point, which means that this match should go to Melo, so it can be evened up at 3 apiece. Match took 2 commercial breaks to get through. Not sure it really needed to be that long. Towards the end, LA Knight came out to try to get revenge on Mello for the backstage attack, but the distraction was enough for Mello to get a roll-up victory on Andrade after LA Knight almost accidentally hit Andrade. Mello wins, making it tied like we figured. Post-match, LA Knight tries to shake Andrade's hand, but El Idolo refuses. Back in the locker room with Orton and Kevin Owens, and Cody enters and kind of senses there's some tension, a problem, and he wants to talk. KO says they do need to talk, but not now. He needs to focus on his main event match, and he tells Cody to not get involved. However, Orton tells Cody that if the Tongans get involved, please come out and help. We get an AJ Styles return video for next week in Nashville, Tennessee. All the journalists have been talking about how AJ's healthy and there's nothing for him to do. Well, guess what? He's coming. Mia Yim then comes out for her match against Piper Niven, which is ahead of the dumpster match that'll take place next week between Mia and Chelsea Green. Went to commercial, but no picture-in-picture for this women's match. I guess they used their quota on the Mello versus Andrade match. I feel like Piper and Mia deserved better. Mia Yim gets the victory, which comes as no surprise, as you really wouldn't want to kill her momentum going into the dumpster match next week. We then get Bayley and Naomi backstage, and at first it seems tense between the two, but it's a ruse. It's all good. Naomi says she would have done the same thing. Tiffy comes in order to try and insult Naomi, but Naomi's not having any of it. In fact, she says that since Nia will be busy with Bayley next week at Bad Blood, then Tiffany will be free. So she's going to go to Nick Aldis to get a match made. Main event for the evening, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Again, we had commercial breaks, no picture-in-picture, and this is our main event. What the hell, guys? The Tongans come out. Cody comes out for the save. Jacob throws Cody into the ring, causing him to bump the ref. This costs Kevin Owens the win. Bloodline gets the victory. Post-match, Kevin Owens is pissed, and rightfully so. And Randy tells him that he asked Cody to get involved, which causes KO to back down. Again, all in all, I feel this was just an average SmackDown. I'm hoping that come next week, things are a lot better on the go home to Bad Blood. Because if this was the go home, I would have been disappointed. We do have some big stuff announced for next week, and I was kind of talking in one of my group chats about how it feels like the SmackDown go homes are an extension of the PLE. Because the PLEs have been about 5 to 6 matches, and you get a good 2 or 3 matches on the SmackDown go home that are of PLE quality. This coming Friday, we're going to get the return of AJ Styles. We're going to get the dumpster match, and we're going to get a triple threat ladder match between DIY, the Street Profits, and the Bloodline for the tag titles. Any of those matches could have been on the PLE, especially the tag title ladder match. So it's going to be interesting to see how next week's SmackDown goes as the go home towards the PLE. But overall, I'd probably give this show about a B minus. It was good. It wasn't great. It was a little bit better than average. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to start going through some of your comments here real quick. Matt, good to see you. Safet, good to see you. Yeah, see, you even agree. They should have done picture-in-picture for the main event. Safet says a B, so right around what I'm thinking here. Thank you guys for joining and tuning in. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, Saturday Shenanigans Karaoke Night. We have our country karaoke tomorrow night. And If you guys are curious, sign up to the members only section of the Casa D18 Studios channel. You can find my review of The Killer's Game with Dave Bautista, Terry Crews, and Drew McIntyre. And you can find my review of the Netflix Mr. McMahon documentary in the members only section of the Casa D18 Studios channel right now. It's only $5 a month to join and subscribe. That's where you're going to want to go if you want to know my thoughts on the doc. Almost 45 minutes worth. So it's probably one of the longest solo reviews I've ever done. Because when me and Jeff did some of the old Renegades reviews together, we would go about an hour. But as far as just me, I think that might be my longest one yet. Make sure you join. Make sure you subscribe. Watch the video. And until Monday night, right after Raw, when we'll do another For the Love of Wrestling, I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Thanking you guys for joining me and tuning in. I'll see you guys Monday night.